Good afternoon, John.
Hey there, how are you, Devyn?
Doing well, doing well. We have a lot to go over here, all things Washington, D.C. related. Let's jump right in. Let's go start with the federal judge overseeing former President Trump's election interference case, rejecting his request today to be able to speak broadly about the case. Now, you were in that courtroom. Is this a bad day for Trump and his team?
Well, it's a bad day because the judge presiding over this case, her name is Tanya Chutkan, she agreed with the federal prosecutors. She agreed with the special counsel that a protective order needs to be instituted in this particular case. What's a protective order? It's not a gag order, but rather it prevents the former President Donald Trump from disseminating, either on social media or in public, any sensitive material that is conveyed over to his legal team as part of the discovery process. This means that Donald Trump cannot talk about certain evidence in his everyday life. That will make it more difficult for him because I think he very much wants to talk about all aspects of the case against him. But it also is not a gag order. He can still talk about this case and will continue to talk about this case at campaign rallies, in interviews, and also, of course, on social media.
Absolutely. Now, in your experience being a lawyer yourself, is this an outcome that you expected?
I did expect this. I did expect this type of decision coming from Judge Chutkan. She made it clear at the very outset of the hearing that Donald Trump does have free speech rights. But she also said at the outset of the hearing, those free speech rights are not absolute. And she is very much concerned, and she voiced this concern several times throughout this hearing today, lasted about 90 minutes, that Donald Trump could potentially harass or intimidate any potential witnesses in this case. She made that clear to his lawyers during the course of this hearing, and I think that that is something that she will reiterate as this case continues to have additional hearings, pretrial motions get heard by her. In fact, the next time that there will be a hearing is just in a few weeks on August the 28th. And on that particular date, Devyn, we should likely learn the start date for this trial.
Good to know. Now, you've mentioned Judge Chutkan a few times here. This is actually the first time that she has presided over a pretrial hearing in this case. Can you give us your impressions of her?
Well, I was very impressed with her, the way that she runs her courtroom. She is strong. She is firm. She makes her positions known. She also is willing to hear out arguments being made on positions that she's already declared herself one way or the other. She is someone who has been a federal judge for the past nearly decade. Before that, she was a defense lawyer. She was a public defender, so she understands what it is that Donald Trump's defense lawyers have to go through. But all in all, it was a very impressive hearing in terms of the way that she ran the hearing and made it run as quickly as she did.
Now, you just spoke a little bit about we won't know specifically when this trial is going to start. I know that the government is requesting it to have a January 2nd start date. How likely is that timeline?
Well, that's what the government is asking for. We don't know the date that Donald Trump's lawyers will come back with. It likely will be much, much later in 2024, if not 2025. They very much would like to have all of these criminal cases against their client, Donald Trump, begin after the November 2024 election. That being said, Judge Chutkan made it clear that she wants this case to get started, and I think that that is a message that she sent to the defense lawyers in that room today. I would hazard a guess that this particular case, even though the government has asked for January 2nd, this case will likely get started in the first quarter, the first 4 months of 2024.
Switching gears a little bit to some additional Washington news, Attorney General Merrick Garland earlier today announcing the appointment of a special counsel in the investigation of the president's son, Hunter Biden. So why is the action taken now?
The reason why is because the U.S. Attorney for the state of Delaware approached the Attorney General on Tuesday of this week and said he wants to be elevated, designated a special counsel as it relates to his ongoing investigation of Hunter Biden. And here we are a few days later. The Attorney General agrees with that. He made that announcement today. And so David Weiss, who was named to his position originally as U.S. Attorney for Delaware by Donald Trump, he will continue being U.S. Attorney, but he will simultaneously special counsel of an investigation into President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden.
So legally, what does that appointment mean?
It gives David Weiss greater independence. If he wants to bring a case against Hunter Biden in any jurisdiction in this country, he has the authority to do so. And it gives him, I think, greater independence in terms of pursuing this no matter where the facts take him. He is now looking into various things related to the business dealings of Hunter Biden. We know that specifically he's looking into his activities as an unregistered foreign lobbyist. There may be some other issues as well, but this is a new aspect of the Hunter Biden investigation that is now being launched by David Weiss.
Something a bit of a surprise, I think, to both camps. Hunter Biden having to plead not guilty to these alleged tax crimes and a felony firearm offense. So what can we expect next in this case?
Well, what's next, given that there's no plea agreement for Hunter Biden, is he's going to trial. He's going to trial for those 3 charges which were brought by the U.S. Attorney, by the federal government against Hunter Biden. We do not have a trial date just yet. And also keep in mind, there still could be a plea deal between now and the time that trial date comes upon us. So I think that there will continue to be conversations between Hunter Biden's lawyers and the Department of Justice. But as things stand today, Hunter Biden is heading to trial.
To the latest news now, 3 different special counsels are now investigating the president, his son, and former President Donald Trump. Is this unprecedented?
It's pretty unprecedented. I can't think of a time where we have this kind of a situation. Special counsel investigating President Joe Biden as it relates to those classified documents that were found in various places, at his home in Delaware, in an office that he had here in Washington. Special counsel also being named, as you know, Jack Smith, investigating various alleged illegal activities by Donald Trump. And now the latest special counsel, that's David Weiss, investigating Hunter Biden, the oldest son of President Joe Biden. Pretty remarkable, pretty unprecedented as well.
Absolutely. What has the White House's reaction been to all of this, if any? And what is the reaction coming out of Hunter Biden's camp, all of his lawyers?
Well, from the White House, they've referred all questions to the Department of Justice. They should not comment on any ongoing investigation. Hunter Biden's lawyers, I think, were surprised by this, but they still maintain that their client is innocent, not guilty of anything that he has been either charged with or that the Department of Justice is looking into.
All right. Once again, John Decker, I want to thank you.